Morning America, but right now we need to show you a chase that is underway. The car that you see speeding is on I-95 southbound. We know it's going through Hollywood, and it just, wow.
Just a terrifying crash. I-95 southbound, that car that is upside down was fleeing from police who have now ended that crash. You can see an officer out of his vehicle, now several officers out of their vehicles with their guns drawn. You can see a suspect, it appears to be crawling out of the back windshield of that vehicle. We don't know if anybody else is in there, but that person is now in custody. Again, this is Hollywood, I-95 southbound. Now there's another person they are taking into custody.
You see police moving in, detaining both of those suspects that were in that speeding car. We had been watching it for you and just broke into Good Morning America to bring it to you live. That vehicle going at a high rate of speed on I-95 southbound through the Hollywood area, and it looked like the driver was trying to make a move to exit in Hollywood. We'll let you know exactly which exit that is as soon as we can see it. And then you saw all the police officers move in and detain both suspects as soon as that car flipped and they tried to crawl out of the back of the vehicle.
We understand that the exit that driver was trying to get off of was on Sterling Road, that I-95 exit, Sterling Road there in Broward County. So making their way through Broward County and certainly heading towards Miami-Dade County. We're a few miles north of the Golden Glades there, and you can see that they have taken someone else away from that vehicle. But that is one of the suspects that police have pulled out of that vehicle. What a violent and terrifying crash that was. And that driver was speeding, flying in and out of lanes, had crossed in and out of the express lanes as well. We saw some of those pylons there marking off the express lanes, running into the road as that driver ran them over. But thankfully this is over, because that was a very scary scene heading down 95.
And we're pulling out, you saw just a second, oh, there's another suspect being pulled out of the vehicle right now. A third suspect being pulled out of that vehicle. Police are still searching the vehicle to see if there is anybody else inside. All of your southbound lanes of I-95 are blocked, shut down, and closed. I know we'll have Alexis here in a minute, but I-95 southbound is not an option for any of our early morning drivers. A fourth suspect has been pulled out of the vehicle right now. Police are checking to see if there are any others. You're seeing all of this happening live, courtesy of Sky 10. 4 suspects have been pulled out of that speeding car. I-95 northbound is going very slow, as well as you can imagine.
And these again in the southbound lane, so there are going to be some significant traffic delays here on I-95 northbound, anywhere north of Sterling Road. That's the exit the driver was trying to get out of. And we have, again, 4 suspects now being taken into custody. Looked like 1 or 2 of them were able to get out of the vehicle on their own immediately. The other 2 were pulled out by law enforcement. You see Fort Lauderdale police is there. You see Florida Highway Patrol, state troopers. They are there as well. That chase involving multiple agencies. And as you can see, the response there is pretty significant. We don't know whether or not there are any other cars involved, if anybody was injured, because as that driver was trying to get off of the highway, you saw them crash right into one of those guardrail pylons there. And there were certainly other vehicles very, very close. So we're going to check and see if anybody else was injured here, innocent bystanders who were really just in the wrong place at the wrong time as that crash came to a really scary end.
It was disturbing to watch. We took it to you live just as it was happening. We were bringing you a chase, which we've done before, but to see the crash moments after we came to you live during Good Morning America was definitely shocking. For those of you just tuning in right this second, it's 8:10.
South of the Sterling Road exit there, and you can see again there are several other vehicles that were involved. They were just collateral damage in this suspect's wild attempt to get away. These 4 suspects who were inside this vehicle, and hopefully none of those other people involved were hurt at all. But you can see we saw that one woman sitting there on the side of the road trying to process what she just lived through, what she was able to walk out of her vehicle and escape from. There is a pan and a broader look at some of the aftermath, and there over on the right side of your screen you saw some law enforcement officers talking to that woman who was able to get out safely, and you can see 2 other vehicles here. Airbags are deployed, the front of those vehicles just destroyed. But it looks like everybody got out of those situations safely, and we certainly hope that's the case as we get more information on exactly what happened here.
It's going to take some time to clean up this mess. A lot of vehicles involved, a lot of debris on the roadway. Important to note that we are covering this for you live as it happened, so we don't even know what caused that chase to begin with. So we're still working to get those details in the Local 10 newsroom. And of course, we have reporters that will be on that scene momentarily. But we do not know why police were chasing those 4 suspects in that SUV, which is flipped over right now. You see that? Well, Sky 10 was just focused on it a second ago. We do not know what caused that high-speed chase and why those men were wanted to begin with. Be closed for hours because you have an investigation and you have multiple accidents and you have debris cleanup. So we would imagine it's not going to open for a while, but good alternates there, Griffin Road and 595.
Rescue arriving there. They're walking around some of these vehicles, trying to get an assessment on whether or not anybody inside those vehicles is injured. And we certainly hope that that's not the case. But as you can see, those first responders doing what they do best, processing exactly what is happening and trying to get to those who need that attention the most as quickly as possible.
We've been on the air for almost 10 minutes, so we have the video ready for you. If you're just tuning in right now, we went ahead and recorded what happened live. There was a high-speed chase happening, and we did know multiple agencies were following an SUV, a dark SUV, which you see flipped over right there in the middle of your screen at the moment. And right when we took it live, it wasn't barely 30 seconds before we saw the driver make a beeline from the left lane all the way to the exit at Pembroke Road and then smashed right into that exit area, roll over multiple times. Other vehicles were affected in a chain reaction crash as it really just crossed all lanes of traffic on I-95 southbound at Pembroke Road. And then that's when we saw 2 suspects immediately jump out of that vehicle. Here is the video. This is exactly what I was just replaying for you. Watch right there. And then as we keep watching this, you'll see 2 suspects immediately trying to escape. Police officers take them down, and then they go back to that vehicle to see if there's anybody else inside, and they remove 2 more suspects. Vehicle flipped over on the top. 4 suspects taken into custody.
And there are the first 2 that were able to get out of that car immediately after the wreck, and then 2 more would be coaxed out by police not too long after that. What happened here, and certainly who those individuals are and where all of this began. And we're going to get you those answers. We have crews on the way to the scene right now looking for more information. But those 4 were very quickly taken into custody after that crash. There was no attempt to escape anymore. Those guys were stopped by those officers, and now a lot of questions remain. We're back to live pictures here. That is a vehicle that was getting away and is now upside down right in the middle of I-95 southbound. Again, this is just off of the Pembroke Road exit.